Hello, I'm Joel Baird, the General Manager of Missoula Community Access Television, inviting you to a special edition of What's Up Missoula. We're going to be talking about a public hearing that's going to take place this Monday at City Council. That's August 27th, 7 p.m. at 140 West Pine Street. And in the studio with me is Marilyn Marler, who's going to be chairing the meeting because you're also president of the council.
I am.
And you represent Ward 6.
That's right.
You are representing Ward 1. Jason Wiener, thank you both for coming. So what's going on with sidewalk funding, the public hearing this Monday?
Well, Joel,
Yes.
the city needs to build sidewalks. We hear this a lot from our constituents. And the way that we pay for them right now is that we say to the person next to the sidewalk, congratulations, you're getting a new sidewalk. The cost will be around $3,500 for a typical sidewalk. We have attractive financing options, and you have to pay for it by yourself.
Yeah.
What we are proposing to do is change that so that a portion of the cost of the sidewalk is paid for by the community as a whole as community infrastructure.
Interesting. So you want people's input on two plans you mentioned, not the specifics of them, but people can go to the city's website and read about the plans. But the main thrust you want people to know about is that there's an idea to possibly change the way sidewalks are funded from the individual household to a method that the city at large takes care of the infrastructure at large.
That's right. And the reason is because, as Jason mentioned, we hear a lot from constituents that we need more sidewalks and that people increasingly view sidewalks as part of the street. And a few years ago, we passed the Complete Streets Resolution that specifically said that we're going to take that approach, that streets include the sidewalks and pedestrian and bike facilities. And at the public hearing on Monday, people can talk about how they feel about a shift in the financing method in general, but they could also say if they prefer one version over the other. And it would be great if people wanted to go and read those on the internet.
Yeah.
We've tried to make them intelligible.
Yeah.
There's little summaries for each option, but the gist of it is some of them include an upfront payment by the city, some include an upfront payment by the particular homeowner, and then it's a question of how you share the costs from there. Sometimes it's a 70-30 split. Sometimes there's just a maximum that a homeowner might have to pay. Not to get overly technical.
Okay, but so in the new method, would a homeowner that didn't have a sidewalk, really wish they had one, would they be able to get one and everyone is going to pay a slightly higher tax in order for that to happen?
Everybody would pay a slightly higher tax in the city. All property owners would pay a slightly higher tax. I think the most recent estimate that we got was that it would be we always use the average home, the median home of $225,000, and for that home it would be about a $7 to $8 per year increase to pay for the sidewalks under either of the plans. And it's not for sure if that means that as soon as we pass this you could call and order your sidewalk, because now it would be more affordable because there is a serious backlog of work and they try to do it with contiguous neighborhoods. So ideally, it would help with more sidewalks being installed, but for now, we just are painfully aware that we need a different way to pay for our sidewalks.
Right, because anyone who spent time around city council like I have and you guys have, a lot of people come to the podium where suddenly they feel like they're really in a tight financial corner because the sidewalk in front of their house either needed repair after many years or they never had one, and the bill is really overwhelming to the individual. And they say, why me? Why am I being singled out? And so it seems more fair, I don't want to hit it over the head, but the logic of it seems more fair that if, just as streets, no one is made to pay for an individual street, right? They say, oh, you got to fill the potholes in front of your house.
Right, you don't get a bill.
They'd be
for
like,
the
no,
pothole.
everybody uses the street. Similarly, everyone in the neighborhood or the locale or the entire city benefits from its sidewalk system. So the entire city would shoulder responsibility for the creation of the system and the maintenance of the system, rather than now, where the individual homeowner is held responsible for that.
Exactly.
at the same time, there's a disproportionate benefit to a property owner for having a sidewalk in front of their place, because you don't get a disproportionate benefit for having a street in front of your house, because we don't build
noisy.
houses
Most
without
people don't like 'em.
streets, right? Yeah, but so there's some, again, equitable way to split that private benefit to the person whose property is being improved by the sidewalk with the community at large. It's really hard when a project comes through, like happened on Lolo Street in my ward, where people from all over the neighborhood come in and say, "Thank you, we desperately want a sidewalk," and the person on the street says, "All my neighbors are down here thanking you for what you're charging me."
Yeah.
That's not fair.
Yeah. And some of the assessments can be really big. Most of them come in under $3,500, but we get a fair number when we do it that way that are $8,000 and over. And that is a significant hardship to
Oh,
people.
yeah. Okay, I sort of get it. So when people come, there'll still be the 3-minute rule,
Yes.
right? They can go to the website and I'll post it.
Great.
Right now, we're using this different system, so usually it's coming with a person right there. So you guys tell me what it is, I'm going to put it on the screen, and that way people could read about the two alternatives in advance of Monday's meeting.
Great. And we're calling the two different options the City First method, where the city pays the first $500 and then the homeowner pays up to a certain amount after that, and then the city pays again.
Okay.
So everyone would know what the maximum would be. And then the other one is called the city copay method, where the homeowner pays the first $500, kind of like a healthcare deductible, and then it's shared after that. So there's two different methods. But we definitely do want to hear from people if how they feel about the concept.
Right.
Yeah.
And it really applies to people, it's so difficult like with school districts too, because people say, oh, well, my kids went through the school district. I don't see why I should have to pay. I'm done educating. So it's a similar, that balance between what people think of as their immediate circle of responsibility and ties to the community at large. And everyone probably sets that bar differently. Some set them way out and they are one with everything.
Yeah.
It's some they get closer. So I think it's a really important community debate.
And
Go ahead. I was going to say we have like 2 minutes. So
I was going to say that boundary is very context sensitive. I've seen some very individualistic people, when they get a sidewalk order, realize that it's the entire community's responsibility to pay for them.
Yeah, it can work a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you both for taking the time
Oh, thanks for having
whetting
me.
the
Absolutely.
appetite for community debate in this regard. And so once again, the details are 7 o'clock. City Council Chambers are right next to Sean Kelly's, not to mention names, so people might recognize that. The address is 140 West Pine, and the start time is 7. Do you think they'll sit a long time? Have you seen the agenda before this comes up?
It's under public hearing, so we'll just do the consent agenda and then it's
Public comment?
public comment. So maybe 15 minutes after
Yeah.
the hour is probably when it will start.
Okay, and Marilyn's going to chair the meeting because she is the president of the council. So there you have it. 140 West Pine, 7 p.m. Monday, August the 27th. The discussion is going to be, what do you want to see in a change for how sidewalks are funded in Missoula? Well, thanks so much for watching this special edition of What's Up Missoula. If you know of a group you want to see on this program, give us a call at MCAT. The number is 542-6228. For MCAT, I'm Joel Baird. Thanks for watching.